So I was just sharing thoughts with myself. I guess you can say it that way. I come to the conclusion that I'm in this kind of lull state, almost like it could almost feel like borderline depressive. It encompasses slothfulness, a laziness, a weariness, a tiredness, unmotivated, just kind of like always just want to just sit around or lay around, just watch TV, maybe scroll on my phone, but nothing productive. And I was sharing with my wife. I said, I wonder if I'm depressed or something like that. In the spiritual aspect, we call it spirits. But I had to really think about this, and this came to me, it could be considered a word of wisdom or a word of knowledge or understanding. Nothing like spiritual, but just one of those things of when you ponder something, maybe some wisdom comes to you that if you are dealing with a spirit, and that spirit is not dealing with you favorably, it's still a choice to concede to that spirit or not. It's the same as when I was talking about that addiction blog. It might be a spirit that tries to control you, but the bottom line is you either submit to the spirit or you don't. You submit to that control and then work out those addiction situations and add to them, or you say no to them and you don't continue in that fashion. So with me, this low state that I'm in, I've been submitting to it, unaware, because like I said, this thought or word just came to me. But it's almost like something that you can apply across the board spiritually. And sometimes you're in situations and you don't even realize you're in that kind of a situation until you think about it. I don't have to be that way. When I'm like, let's say if I'm laying on the couch and saying I need to go and do something, I need to go and take some pictures for my eBay, I need to go and make a video post, and I just say, oh God, but I just don't feel like doing it. I just don't feel like getting up. I can't get up. I can't even pull myself to get up. But if that was the case, then I couldn't pull myself to do anything. But I pull myself to get up to go to the restroom. I pull myself to get up and go grab a Pepsi out the refrigerator. Pull myself to get up to go make a cup of coffee and get a snack to get right back in front of the TV. So it's not like something has a power over me. Something just tries to suggest or seduce me into feeling a certain way, and hopefully my mind will go along with that feeling and my body would follow suit. But here's the thing, whether it's a spirit or not, it still has to how can I say it? Whether it's a spirit or not, the bottom end result or the bottom decision is still on flesh. Because if that spirit is saying something to you, flesh has to cooperate. So maybe get up under another spirit. Get up under a spirit of motivation. Get up under a spirit, because it's almost like your flesh is going to do what you tell it to do. You tell your flesh, I don't feel like doing it. Guess what? Your flesh ain't going to do it. But if you know that's what's going on, then you have to fight, almost like fight fire with fire. Get up under a different spirit. Get up under a spirit of motivation. Get up under a spirit of determination, a spirit of productivity. And when I say spirit, maybe I'm thinking a different thought process. Instead of telling yourself, I don't feel like doing it, I can't even get up, I just don't, maybe tomorrow. Maybe when you feel that way about yourself, you change your thought process and say, no now, let's get up, let's make something happen, and your body is going to follow suit. Maybe it's not a spirit at all. Maybe it is your body. Maybe it is your flesh or your fleshly thoughts that say, I'm in control. And maybe your fleshly thoughts work in cooperation with or create that spirit of slothfulness or laziness or whatever else. Maybe it's the fleshly thoughts that needs to be overpowered to create a different kind of thought process or a spirit about yourself. Maybe it's a fleshly thought of complacency that says, I'm never going to get beyond this point in my life. Maybe you need to talk to your flesh and say, hey, we can do better, and come up with a different thought pattern and say, I can achieve anything I want to achieve. I think I'm going to be better today than I was yesterday. I think I'm going to be great tomorrow. And I think I'm going to sit down and start coming up with a plan of action to do the things that I haven't been able to do. Maybe I just need to sit down and organize my thoughts. Maybe my thoughts are just so conjumbled and combusted within myself that I can't seem to figure out how to move, because it's just so cloudy, because there's so much clutter. Maybe if I organize, see, this is taking me into a different kind of conversation, because when you think of a person that's overwhelmed, it's because there's just so much stuff. You think of a house that's overwhelmed because there's just so much clutter. And you think of things that's just so overwhelming to you that you just can't even take a step in the right direction because it's just so overwhelming. You just want to say, not today. So, what if we rethink what needs to be done? Let's say if we are overwhelmed, if our mind, our house or whatever is just full of clutter, maybe we say, let me take time, Lord. And I always got to throw the Lord in it because I'm a Christian and we try to think alone with the Lord. Well, let's take time, Lord. Lord, help me to organize my thoughts. Help me to compartmentalize things so that I can take them on a little at a time, and I won't be overwhelmed thinking I got to do it all at once, but I won't be overwhelmed a week from now because I have compartmentalized and taken out a little bit at a time to now where I can start seeing some space. And when I see some space, then I can start thinking, I can breathe better, I can see better, I can think better. And maybe that's it. Is my house cluttered? No. But do I got a lot on my mind? Of course. Do I got a lot of things that I need to do? Of course. And sometimes even when I have the spare time, I'll sit there and be like, oh God, I don't even know where to begin. It's moments that I feel at peace or uncluttered is when my thoughts flourish. It's funny because like when I'm sitting in the car, like now, when I'm sitting in the car or riding by myself, my thoughts flow. When I take a shower in the morning, I like taking long hot showers, my thoughts flow, or sit in my little hot tub thing, my thoughts flow, because it's me, quiet time, and just in the space that I'm in. And so the thoughts flow. The only problem is, like, I can do it in the car, but when I'm in the shower or in the hot tub or whatever else, I can't really vlog because, you know, one, I'm half naked, and two, your water, steam mess up my phone or whatever else. And by the time I get out, then life hits me again. And therefore, the flourishing thoughts that I had, if I don't make note of it or try to keep it in my mind, presently in my mind, it's going to go away. And then I'll be like, what was I thinking about earlier? What was I thinking about earlier? Now, as much as I can, I keep my phone with me. I got the little voice recorder. So, like, when something comes to me, I quickly dictate it. And then I can say, well, even if I can't finish the thought today, I can get back to it and know exactly where I was going in my mind with it. So I think that's one of those things I'm going to challenge myself with, and I encourage you all to challenge. Try to organize your clutter, whether it's your house, thoughts, workplace, family atmosphere. I don't know. Try to bring some structure and some organization to it. To-do list, reminder list, compartmentalize things, and then do a to-do list based on each compartment, and see what you can accomplish. See if you can get out of that stupor, that slumming, that slothful, lazy, I'm just too tired to do anything state. See if you can get more motivated, and see if you can start progressing more in your life. See if you can get better at things, or see if you can get things accomplished. Okay? That's just a thought. Tell me what you think. If you was blessed by this, tell me what you think. Do me a favor, hit the like, subscribe, comment. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel, and it would be a blessing that if you take part of it. And join me later for another chat. God bless.